The 14th letter of the Arabic alphabet is Sod. Sod. And this is how the isolated form is written. The initial form of sword is this. Sword can be joined to a succeeding letter. The medial form of letter sword is written this way. And sword can be joined to a succeeding and preceding letter. The final form of letter sword is written this way. And sword can be joined to a preceding letter. The 15th letter of the Arabic alphabet in focus is Dod, and this is how the isolated form is written. The initial form of letter Dod is written this way. The medial form of letter Dod is written this way. And the final form of letter Dod is written this way. Dod can be joined to a succeeding letter, preceding and succeeding letter in case of medial form, and preceding letter in case of the final form. The 16th letter of the Arabic alphabet is O. This is the isolated form of letter O. This is the initial form of letter O. This is the medial form of letter To. And this is the final form of letter O is written this way. To can be joined to a succeeding letter in case of initial form, can be joined to a preceding and succeeding letter in case of medial form, and can be joined to a preceding letter in the case of its final form. The 17th letter of the Arabic alphabet is Vo. Vo is written in this way in its isolated form. Zo is written in this way in its initial form. And Zo is written in this way in its medial form. And the final form of Vo is written this way. Letter Vo is joined to a succeeding letter in its initial form, a preceding and succeeding letter in its medial form, and a preceding letter in its final form. The 18th letter of the Arabic alphabet is Ain, and is written this way in its isolated form. The initial form of letter Ain is written this way. The medial form of Ain is written this way, and the final form of Ain is written this way. Ain is joined to a succeeding letter in its initial form, joined to a preceding and succeeding letter in its medial form, and joined to a preceding letter in its final form. The 19th letter of the Arabic alphabet is Goin, and Goin is written this way in its isolated form. The initial form of letter Goin is written this way. The medial form of letter Goin is written this way, and the final form of letter Goin is written this way. Goin is connected to the succeeding letter in its initial form, connected to the preceding and succeeding letter in its medial form, and connected to the preceding letter in its final form. The 20th letter of the Arabic alphabet is Faf, and this is how it is written in its isolated form. The initial form of Faf is written this way. The medial form of verb is written this way, and the final form of verb is written this way. Verb is connected to a succeeding letter in its initial form, is connected to a preceding and succeeding letter in its medial form, and connected to a preceding letter in its final form. The 28th letter of the Arabic alphabet is Fa. 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 And this is its isolated form. The initial form of Fa is written this way. Fa. The medial form of Fa is written this way. Fa. And the final form of Fa is written this way. Fa. It can be connected to the succeeding letter in its initial form, preceding and succeeding letter in its medial form, and preceding letter in its final form. The 21st letter of the Arabic alphabet is Of. And this is how it is written. The isolated form of letter Of is written this way. The initial form of is written this way. Of. The medial form of letter Of is written this way, while the final form of is written this way. Final form, letter Of. Its Of can be connected or joined to a succeeding letter. It can be joined to a preceding and succeeding letter in its medial form, and can be joined to a preceding letter in its final form. The 22nd letter of the Arabic alphabet is letter Kaf, and this is how it is written in its isolated form. Kaf. The initial form of letter Kaf is written this way. Kaf. The initial form. The medial form of letter Kaf is written this way. Kaf, medial form, and the final form of letter Kaf is written this way. So note this. The initial form is written in this form. Kaf can be joined to a succeeding letter. Kaf can be joined to a preceding and succeeding letter in its medial form, and Kaf can be joined to a preceding letter in its final form. The 23rd letter of the Arabic alphabet is Lam, and it's written this way in its isolated form. Lam. The initial form of letter Lam is written this way. The medial form of letter Lam is written this way, and the final form of letter Lam is written like this. So Lam can be joined to a succeeding letter, it can be joined to a preceding and succeeding letter, and it can also be joined to a preceding letter only. The 24th letter of the Arabic alphabet is Mim, and this is how it is written in its isolated form. Mim. The initial form of letter Mim is written this way. The medial form of letter Mim is written this way, and the final form of letter Mim is written this way. Mim can be joined to a succeeding letter in its initial form, a preceding and succeeding letter in its medial form, and a preceding letter in its final form. The 25th letter of the Arabic alphabet is Nun. Nun. Nun is written this way in its initial form, could be written in this way in its medial form, and also could be written in this way in its final form. Nun can be joined to a succeeding letter in its initial form, a preceding and succeeding letter in its medial form, and a
preceding letter in its final form, letter Nun. The 26th letter of the Arabic alphabet is Waw. The isolated form of letter Waw is written in this way. The initial form of letter Waw is written in this way, just similar to the isolated form, because it cannot be joined to a succeeding letter. Yeah. The medial form of letter Waw is written this way, and the final form of letter Waw is written this way. Waw can be joined to a preceding letter, but cannot be joined to a succeeding letter in its medial form, and Waw can be joined to a preceding letter in its final form. The 27th letter of the Arabic alphabet is Oh, and this is how it's written in its isolated form. Oh. The initial form of letter How is written this way. The medial form of letter How is written this way, and the final form of letter How is written this way. So, How can be joined to a succeeding letter in its initial form, a preceding and succeeding letter in its medial form, and can be joined to a preceding letter in its final form. The 28th letter of the Arabic alphabet is Ya, and this is how it is written in its isolated form. Ya is written in its initial form this way. Ya. The medial form of Ya could be written this way, and the final form of Ya is written this way. So Ya can be joined to a succeeding letter in its initial form, a preceding and succeeding letter in its medial form, and a preceding letter in its final form. The last letter of the Arabic alphabet is Hamza. Hamza. In its isolated form, it is written this way. Hamza. Now, in its initial form, Hamza is written this way. Hamza. In its medial form, it is written this way. And in its final form, it is written this way or this way. So it can be joined to a succeeding letter, can be joined to a preceding and succeeding letter in its medial form, and can be joined to a preceding letter in its final form. Hamza.
It will be noted that in the table of the alphabet given, only 6 letters are shown as capable of being joined to preceding letters. Under no circumstances should they be joined to succeeding letters, and these letters are Waw, Ra, Zayn, Dal, Zal, and Alif. Thank you very much. Salam alaikum.